Hi, this is Eric Martin, Report Game Geek. I'm here with Jerry Chiang for 2 Plus Games, looking at Something is Missing.
Yes.
Yes, which is not the game, which is laid out on the table in front of us.
Everything is here, though.
Yes, that's good.
So this is a memory reaction game.
Okay.
From Taiwan. It's actually, the art is from a picture book from a Taiwanese artist. And it shows really the scenes from about 30 years ago in Taiwan. So for the Taiwanese, it's quite nostalgic to kind of go back and see these scenes. And for folks who are abroad and not familiar, it's actually a good way to get a peek into traditional Taiwanese culture.
Yeah. Okay.
And so how the game plays is there's a number of cards, 4 to 6, depending on the level of difficulty you'd like, in the middle of the table.
Okay.
In the beginning, every player will study the cards, take maybe a few seconds, 5 seconds or so to study each card, and they'll pass it around. Then they'll all be flipped face down.
Okay.
And the goal of the game...
Oh, can I do that?
It's just...
That's right, this is no study version. Okay.
The goal of the game is there'll be an object card that will be flipped to the middle. And as the first player to kind of react and grab this will have a chance to put their player marker on one of the cards associated with the scene, if you believe that object is there.
Okay.
There could be the same object in multiple scenes, one scene, or none at all, because there's a lot of cards out there.
It's not a deck specific for the cards themselves, but just
that's right.
We'll see.
And so if nobody wants to take a chance, then you kind of flip to the next object, and it keeps going. But let's say I think it's here.
Okay.
I would grab this first, and the first player to grab it would place a marker in a location they think the object is in. Then we kind of go clockwise order. So if you wanted to, you could take a chance and play it, let's say, to the same place or somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say you play it to the same location. We then check the card to see if we're correct, and the timer would run and see if we see a cat anywhere here. No, we do.
Nice.
Okay. So it doesn't have to match exactly. It doesn't need to be this cat, but as long as there is a cat, we both get points.
Okay.
Points are equal to the number of players that have put markers out onto the board with the modifiers here. So the first player to place
gets a bonus because you're taking a chance.
If there's no one else on that card.
Ah, okay.
So I would have gotten 2+1 if you didn't play there, but since you did, I only have 2. And the next player would have a 2 minus 1, so 1 point.
Okay.
And so on. If you don't get it right, you lose 2 points. But there's a minimum of 0, so you can't. There's kind of a free try at the very beginning.
Right.
And it's a fun game. It's light. People could get into it, and if you have no points, try to trick people to go a certain place and lose points.
Okay. And you play through a certain number of cards?
Yeah, for first to 35 points.
Okay.
It's pretty standard. There's a couple other variants that could add the challenge. Like if 2 cards are flipped up, the player with the least amount of points could switch the location of the 2 cards.
Okay.
Or when a player runs out of their own personal deck of cards to flip, they can add a new card to this circle and make it more difficult.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Jerry.
Yeah.
A review of Something is Missing by 2 Plus Games.